Still a climb up. I hate climbing. Well, that's the monastery, which we're going to go and have a look at a bit later on. There's a great view from the fort up here. Quite impressive. The stragglers struggling up the hill.
There it is.
One of the main attractions in Gyantse, besides the fortress, is the monastery. Known as the Potala Monastery, which also includes the Kubom. The Kubom is believed to be the largest such structure in Tibet. It's notable for its 108 chapels on its several floors. We entered into the main temple structure, which has 3 floors and well-preserved murals and images from around the 15th century. The inner sanctum in the main chapel has idols of the Buddhas of the 3 times, with a bronze statue of the main deity at the center. This image is 26 feet in height and is made from about 13,000 pounds of copper. We found all kinds of things here. Everything from scary masks to real chain armor, just laying on top of a cabinet. This temple was built around the early 14th century, and to me, it felt like I was back in that time. As we wandered through the temple, we could hear the monks' prayer, which gave the whole scene a mystical feel.
Chainmail armor. These along here are what they call the prayer wheels. What's going on over there? Oh, dogs are up to something. I've never seen so many dogs around this place. Anyway, back to the prayer wheels. The idea is to spin them as you walk past.
According to the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, spinning such a wheel will have much the same effect as orally reciting the prayers that are written and placed in the wheels. There are many stray dogs to be found at the monasteries around Tibet. It makes me wonder if they're all on their path to some kind of doggy enlightenment. Well, leaving Gyantse, we take the final leg of our journey along the Friendship Highway to Lhasa. Arriving in Lhasa, we are greeted by the view of the Potala Palace. I've seen pictures of this place, but they don't compare to seeing it yourself. We got to know our driver Domjin quite well, and he invited us to his family's house for dinner. It was truly a great night out. We really enjoyed our host company, and at the same time tried some traditional Tibetan food, which was a real treat.
We're at Domjin's place, which is Domjin was our driver from Chungmu to Lhasa. He invited us to his house for to meet his friends, his brother's parents, family, and we're just going to make this thing called tampa. It's yak butter, hot water, sugar, a spice we don't know, and a thing called tampa. It's barley flour that's roasted and ground. So watch this. It's going to be great.
This is like a program. Here we go. This is turning into an icky mess.
Check us out.
So this morning we finally got a chance to explore the Potala Palace. Ever since I'd seen pictures of this place, I'd always wanted to visit it. The great 5th Dalai Lama started the construction of the Potala Palace in 1645. The palace was named after Mount Potala and was the chief residence of the Dalai Lama until the 14th Dalai Lama fled to Dar es Salaam in India after the failed uprising of 1959.
We made it. Potala Palace. Got in as students. Excellent. We're just going to head up into it now. Probably won't be able to video anymore after this, but it's great to be here. We've made it. Excellent.
Today the Potala Palace has been converted into a museum by the Chinese, and as it turned out, we could film what we liked. The sloping stone walls, which are 5 meters thick at the base, had copper poured into the foundations to help proof it against earthquakes. To give you more of an idea of the size of the building, it has 13 stories, containing over 1,000 rooms, 10,000 shrines, and about 200,000 statues.
Here we are, this is the yellow courtyard, so Dan's just informed us. He'll be the narrator from now on, he's got the book. I have the book. Here we are on the top of the Potala Palace. We're just having a bit of a laugh here with the local Chinese tourists. It's quite amusing, really. Took your ass with a theatre.
Particularly nasty weather, you know.
West of the courtyard is the White Palace. As the Winter Palace of the Dalai Lama, the White Palace is a 7-floor building, originally built in 1645. The walls of the palace are painted white to convey peace and quiet. This hall was also the site for holding momentous religious and political events. In the middle of the Potala Palace is the Red Palace. Built in 1690 after the death of the 5th Dalai Lama, the wall of the palace was painted red, representing stateliness and power. The Red Palace is renowned for its religious status, gorgeous stupas, and precious cultural relics. Well, after a day of exploring, we talk to some of the locals, and then make our way back to the hotel. For tomorrow, we head to Lake Namtso. Lake Namtso is the highest salt lake in the world and lies at an altitude of 4,700 meters.
Hello and welcome to Tibet today. The yak is one of the most versatile animals in the world, second to the camel. It provides the local nomad with everything he needs. Butter, milk, meat, and as you can see, the local nomad here has had a feast. Here we have the skeleton, the yak. And though the local man can use most of the yak body, there's not much left to do with the head.
Here we are on our way to Namtso Lake. 4 of us, Dan, me, the goat here, and Billy. We're actually not at the top of the pass yet. Our land cruise is broken down. As you can see, a bit of on the side of the road repairs with the old carburetor. Dirty fuel. But it'll be water in the fuel by now. It's raining. And the snow is about to fall. But we're having a good time. Here on our way to Namtso Lake.
In case you were wondering, no, we hadn't had anything to smoke. It was all to do with the altitude, I assure you. Namtso Lake has 5 uninhabited islands, of reasonable size. The islands have been used for spiritual retreat by pilgrims who walk over the lake's frozen surface at the end of the winter, carrying their food with them. They spend the summer there, and able to return